someone who is uh, visionary enough or compatible enough to go forward and help me execute things faster. I'm not confused
Uh-huh.
about what I should do or what I shouldn't do. I am very clear on what I should be doing. Just that I know for a fact that I need manpower and I need support.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. So what are you looking for right now? What kind of help? What kind of, yeah, what do you need?
I need solid I have strategies already, but I need execution plan to begin with, and then I need teamwork to help me execute it. And I don't mind doing it either paying the team upfront or maybe in the beginning have a rev share partnership with them. So, to give you a brief about me a little, I am the most searched actress in year 2020, and with that
Okay.
I had 20 million searches online on desktop, sorry, 20 million searches on yeah, desktop, and 10 million on mobile phones overnight. So I had a lot of
Why do
media.
they love you so much, Anveshi?
That was again a strategic move. I moved to Bombay to become a singer and an actor,
Uh-huh.
but then nothing was really converting for me because I had no backdrop or background or a godfather in the industry, and it's hard to crack. So then there was this one audition that I cracked and I got selected for it. I was by then so excited and looking forward to work that I said yes to it without knowing what I was really signing up for. Um, did it instantly. I had an option to choose from four stories. It was the first OTT show, like how we have Netflix and Prime Video. That was a platform just like that. India is one of the biggest platforms that existed back then. And so we didn't really know what kind of platform this is. Anything new that comes in the picture, people become very skeptical about it and I think it's just yet another thing will come and go. But that apparently came on that platform, and it changed my life for good. The strategy here was that when I was told that this is a show which is slightly bold in nature, I was given an option to choose the stories to choose from in which one I want to act. I read all of them and I chose the most sensitive, risky, and and sorry, that's my phone. And most risky one. Like it was, I knew this will immediately put me into this category of people who are being talked about. The idea was not to apparently start with such kind of shows, but that's one thing that actually I utilized very well. And because of that project, I afterwards became the most searched actress. And then by then I had about 30-40 videos on YouTube and other platforms where I was talking about psychology, human behavior, relationships, and all these interesting things. So when people Googled me, there were a lot of database to back me up on that Google searches. There were a lot of things that people could
Yeah.
put there about me. There were my music as well. After that, when I realized that I'm the most searched actress, I wanted to monetize that attention into money. So I immediately launched my application, called it Anveshi Jain official app. We then introduced live session videos. In India, I was the pioneer, one of the first one to start this application business. So to say, there was this. Then I started making these short format videos on dating and relationship using those communication skills, using those body language and psychology tricks to actually convert deals into businesses. And that did really work. Within 1 year of the launch of the application, like when I first announced the application, it had about 5 million downloads immediately. So much so that when I announced that I'm coming live at 8 p.m. tonight just to see you guys and say hi, I could not go live and the app crashed because of the bandwidth that we had bought also was
Too
not
much.
enough. Yes,
Uh-huh.
it wasn't really enough. Then I and so what I used to do is before going live on the application, I went live on my Instagram, I went live on Facebook and YouTube, all three platforms, which is why the attention that I had endured on first day of their Google searches had a good recall value. And each time I'll go live, I'll wear my Indian sari. So I'm known for my Indian sari looks, and people went crazy for it. So even though I looked sexy, I enticed men with comfort, words, and connection. So I have about 7,800 fan pages to this day. It's been about 6-7 years now. We have some NGOs and foundations running on my name, which I am not directly involved in. Um, then the live sessions generated lots and lots of revenues. Apart from that, I started e-com in my application, wherein I was selling my own merchandise. So if there is something that you see me wearing, you can just buy it, and we were having like about 10x price value to it. Then came lockdown. And in the lockdown, I think that was just a very golden and the right period to hit the hammer on the nail. People had a lot of time and a lot of loneliness. So I started going live. There came a point where I had no clothes to wear to go to live sessions. So I started wearing a sports bras over sari. So whatever I did and spoke about, the topics usually ranged from men's mental health to how they are suppressed in the generation, how men don't cry. My focus solely was about men because I knew that's my major audience. So even if you look at it right now, I have about 96% male attention on all the platforms. And so while I was going paid live on my application, the free lives that I did on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook made me grow even faster. I was growing on Facebook by 1 lakh a day, and it was a miraculous journey. Each day there was a growth of 1 lakh people minimum. And so today we are sitting at about 19 million on Facebook, 6.4 million on my Instagram. Other Instagram, which is for luxury and travel, is 350k. My YouTube has about 3 lakh subscribers. Spotify, because I sing as well, I have released about 15 songs. So we also used to do this private concerts on the application. We'll price it higher, put stickers of songs. So because I was famous for my sari looks and little bit of oomph factor, people would assume that I'll be doing what people are doing on OnlyFans, which I was absolutely not. I was conducting these conversations with people to build a lasting bond. The idea from the very beginning was to create an imagery and a perception of this ideal woman who looks Indian a certain way and also who can understand men. That was the tagline of the brand that I was trying to build. If only I had an inclusion and an involvement of somebody who understands this model very well, I would have scaled this into a massive opportunity to build multiple brands and business revenue, which I was only doing by myself all this while. So all these platforms that I'm handling, I'm doing it by myself. I have lack of bandwidth and team right now. So that's pretty much the long and short of it. Lockdown was a massive hit. I revamped my application 3 times. Each time it had about 5 million to 3.5 million downloads. And we generated a revenue of say 50 lakhs a month while it was working. Eventually the lockdown lifted up and I wanted to act in films. I was told I should not be doing this because then that will hamper my image, because seeing me, a lot of people started launching their own applications, and then OnlyFans came into the invention, and then it started to blur the lines. So that's when I decided to save my imagery, and I stopped the application despite it running into such great revenue business model. I stopped it thinking that maybe I'll get back with it with a better version of it. And at that time it was not so proactively into AI driven or AI clones, but right now I think it's the right time, wherein I'm also planning to launch an application. There are some IPs that I have written and I have bought rights for. So yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at. But right now, from going forward, I need to maybe align everything and progress in a very simultaneous manner, wherein one thing complements the other and it all grows together, if it is possible, which I know it is.
Yes. So, do you also want to get help for your app to make it grow, to also present that like on your Instagram, or you want to more focusedly besides the app, like also have like an own web shop to sell stuff? How do you see that yourself?
I think the best way, if I have to put things hierarchy wise, the ideal case scenario, because with you, I mean, I saw the video of Samuel and I see everything, and so I understand the vision is that if you can do anything, what would you prefer to do? So in that sense of hierarchy, if I look at it pragmatically and also hopefully, then the ideal way to go about it is to launch an application first, put all the focus there, and and launch it internationally, because in the Indian market and with limited availability and vision, I think I'll not be able to go further than I have already been, which is why I have had meetings with a lot of Indian app developers and business people here, but then I'm not getting what I really want. I also spoke to another company called Azure. They are Australian based company. They wanted to do it with me very, very aggressively, but the reason I'm not doing it with them is because one of the things that we need to take care of is legalities of it. So the court, if any legal issues come, the court was based out of Australia, and so that became one of the small slight pausing moments for me. But if at all I'm given a chance, I would launch an application, create multiple IPs, schedule my live sessions with intention, with certain concepts and ideation. There are a couple of shows that I have written. One of them is going to be produced by one of the biggest production house in India, and the book of the same subject has been released by HarperCollins. The book is going to come out in November. It's called The Other Us. That's also a rom-com, but it has an element of sexuality in it, like eroticism. It's based on role play and seduction and deep love along with it. So whatever I'm doing across all arenas are attuned to just one goal, which is selling sensuality or sexuality in a very different manner. So if I can launch that app, we can have multiple IPs, pre-shot mini vertical scenarios, because here in India vertical is booming, and how people are actually doing it left, right and center. So if we can do it targetly, not just me, but we can then hire actors, but it aligns by some values, and we can produce it and keep it in my app, that itself will generate revenue, which it had earlier. Each video that was paid or free on my application had about 800-900 million views back then. Even if we count half of it, that's also a lot of numbers. And if we add, say, $1 each view, and why application? Because there is a possibility of going live that will generate revenue. There is a possibility, the biggest revenue generation model comes from direct messaging. So if you want to chat with me, you can just charge multiple dollars per message, and that will be an AI texting prompt that will be trained to, and we are not lying to the audience. We are telling them this is going to be the AI version of Anveshi, which will talk to you, and this seemed to have worked in the past, so it may work. And then slowly the businesses that I have had in mind after a lot of research that I did was, seduction can be very easily combined with perfumery. I have 96% male audience. If I launch, and I come from Khajuraho. Khajuraho is a land of Kama Sutra. Land of Kama. So I'm born there. So utilizing that as a superpower, utilizing the brand image that I built so far, having the male attention and them wanting to pay 10x for something normal. If I launch a perfume and attach it with seduction, that you get laid more if you apply this. There is a fragrance of seduction that follows you. Some kind of attachment and association if we can do with a very Indian looking perfumery brand. Maybe just targeting men, or maybe I was thinking that I'm going live. I have done this in the past. I used to wear different outfits. I'll go inside, change into something nice, and I'll say that if you want to buy this for your girlfriend, you can have it. And then there used to be bidding and auction of that happening in a very classy manner. So I used to bid those clothes as well, and then eventually they used to go on the application and they used to buy those clothes at 10x price. So much so that in lockdown they knew that the clothes are not going to be delivered until this lifts up. Still they bought it in the hope of having it later. And I had so much time in hand that I had personalized notes, some perfume spraying, some flower leaves, making it as personal as it can get, because that's the core idea. So they loved it. So I was
a lot of nice ideas, very good.
And
you thought about it like very in depth as well, right? With the app, with the perfumery, with all that kind of stuff. Auction, that's very nice. So you're looking more for like a partnership instead of like you start in the mentorship, you're gonna do it yourself. No, you're like more the face and the ideas, and you want us to help you to build everything, to structure everything, and that kind of stuff, right?
As in, sorry, can you repeat again? What are the two options you gave me?
I mean, like, Yeah, so you want us to do it for you. You have like the IDs, the image, the network, and you want more like a partnership that can